NBA 2K family, we got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be a deep dive into something that's been going on with 2K right before the new season starts. Want to discuss a couple of different things that we already know and things that possibly could happen, plus some community content and stuff like that. So we know that the close shots from the painted area, 10 feet or closer, a bit broken, and they're gonna have to patch that, as well as the post up spins are also broken. Then we have the lanes are very strong, a little too strong, but I actually like it in the sense that, and don't leave now because I said that, but I like the fact that it's teaching us to be more careful with our passes. I feel like we throw careless passes all the time and think that, oh, I got high pass, it should just go through two or three defenders, which it shouldn't. And while I agree that they should work on the lane steals, I still like the fact that it feels like I'm becoming way more efficient passer because I know how powerful they are. That being said, same thing with steals. There's those strips while you're in the paint for the rebounds, which needs to get adjusted. And it's not that it shouldn't happen, it's that it should limit it so there won't be anything too crazy. And things like that that I feel like can be very useful and important to the game. And I love where the game is headed when it comes to some aspects, and there's other things that we can be like, hey, we need some adjustments. Game speed is a topic that people always talk about. I think too fast is not good. We've seen that in the theater when they had the speed up version of 2K. And then we've seen the issues when they are slow. So you want to have a balance of fun, but something manageable gameplay wise for everybody. So that's something to do with dribbling and speed boosting. And like the big thing I think that we learned this year is that speed boosting isn't necessarily some turbo crazy speed. It's just the change of pace. I've been saying it for years. The word that we use, speed boost, isn't in the NBA. They really call it change of pace. And that's something we have to kind of hope that they implement a little deeper. So let me be able to trigger the cross launch or anything slow, a crossover a little slower, and then let me do it in the speed boost version. That's an idea that I want to throw around. And that way we have two speeds into the game where it's like every dribble can be triggered two different ways. So just a thing that I've always thought about in basketball video games, an extra mod button. Instead of turbo, we'll hit turbo and another button while we do a dribble, and it will do the slower pace version or the speed boost version. And so then that'll add more diversity for all the builds and speed boosts for every move to a certain extent, right? That's just a topic that I just thought about and I felt like wanted to share. I have a lot of different feedback when it comes to contest. It's a complicated conversation. Contest has never been the most reliable topic because somebody's sitting there getting mad that they're 5'9", trying to contest a 7-footer, or let's say a 6'9" player with a 95-3 or something, right? I'm just making up a number. And you're trying to contest him, but you're late to the contest, and then you get mad that he still made it in. And it's like, dude, you don't have no defense on that build. Why are you mad? But at the same time, somebody can have high defense, and then the game will say that they're open or something, and it frustrates a lot of players. So it's a complicated topic, and I don't think there's one quick answer to this. I think 2K has to solidify things that we see. So if it says open, it really has to be open. Or if it says, tight, it shouldn't be a shot that should go in, and it should be very rare type of thing. And that's a different conversation, but that's something to think about. Interior wise as well, like what is it the best dynamic we have to test? For example, I know when I'm on a big center and I have 95, 94 interior, it's hard for people to just get a close layup or close shot on me compared to when I'm on my 6'8" big man popper, where he only has like a 80. And so he's still pretty good, and so it's a conversation of like, how do you balance that in the right way where height and your attributes play a big role with your badges? And how do you determine that, and what are the counters? And I think we need to have more information from the devs so that people can't be guessing out there. And there's too much conspiracies in the game. And so that's kind of my thing. The biggest problem is that the conspiracies, people make up crazy stuff. Like right now, the biggest conspiracy shooting, just a quick for those that are new, the 2K shooting is pretty rough this year. It's harder than it's ever been, right? And shooting percentages are lower than they ever been. And I got humbled, going from 60 to 70 shooting percentage last year and previous years, all the way down to like 55. I went down to 45. Like I've been up and down this year. And so I'm cool with that because I'm shooting with the button. I did do rhythm shooting for a while. I like it, but I don't always use it because I'm a guard and I got to get used to it. But the point is that there's been a lot of drama about shooting, conspiracies that it's an RNG when it isn't really RNG, even though there is some variable factors, right? In recent years, they made it so that like the animation load ups, whether you're catching a good catch or a bad catch, whether you're fading, whether you're doing a spin, all that stuff started changing the timing of your shot more than ever. But also now they have this visual cue variation as well. There's still a pure green window, but the window has a variation. And so people made conspiracies and they just saying all this stuff like you make 3 and you make 2 shots and you're not going to make the 3rd one no matter what, or stupid stuff like that we've seen. And it's been just outrageous out there, the type of fake news, aka controversial conspiracies that are just silly, but the community continues to latch onto it. Same thing with the little exploits that they're doing. They're blaming 2K for exploiting the game, playing a 60 overall, or having like a brand new character that's a black plate performance grade, which allows you to matchmake against lower level players. This has been happening for years. People would make a 92 or whatever it was in the old days and play in lower level lobbies for the rec and stuff. And that's something I even did because my friends are like, hey, just make one build, keep it at a 92 so we could all match up with other players like that. And I'm like, all right, man, I'll do it. And I didn't feel like it was cheating, but it was. Okay. And I'll be honest. And I stopped doing all that. But the point of it is it's not okay. And we got to do better. And we got to be better. And we got to figure that out as a community. It's embarrassing. And this is a whole different rant that I'm about to get into. But information wise, it's embarrassing to go on Twitter or YouTube and dudes is out here talking about the exploits. I'm the top rep, but I have to go and do this because other people are doing it. Oh, I know it's not fair, but this is my justification. It's like there's a lot of people robbing and stealing and killing right now. Just because other people are doing it doesn't make it right. And so I just dislike that. It's disingenuous, and you're convincing a community that it's okay to do these things, and then you're poisoning all the new players with this nonsense that I disagree with and that I don't think is healthy for the game. And so for me, whether you're a content creator or you're just on social media spewing these things, you're a part of the problem. We have things to work on. Feedback. I just named a couple of things, that I feel can get worked on, right? The biggest one is the matchmaking. But again, you're exploiting the matchmaking. So, and they've been exploiting the matchmaking. This is not this year. People made it like matchmaking was bad because of the new system that it's on every mode, and you're stuck in matchmaking even in theater where they're putting skill-based matchmaking into it. But really it's exploited anyways. Dudes with 60 overalls that are pro players going in there trying to beat these other guys that are like lower level too, just to rep up faster. It's pretty toxic. And so this is a we problem. It's not a 2K problem, because regardless of what they put, you're going to try to find a cheat and try to exploit it every year. And it's happened every year. This isn't breaking news for 2025. And the same thing is with shooting, is where everybody's making these conspiracies and because they don't want it in the game, because they just want to shoot high. Like I used to, 60 to 70. I was spoiled to shoot that good. And I'll admit it, when I came into this game, I was frustrated. And I'm like, bro, ain't no way they got me looking bad out here. And then I realized I don't look bad. I'm actually shooting 55%. That's better than most of the community. And then I dropped down to 50, you know, and like I went back and forth doing rhythm shooting. And then I realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm still having fun. It's still a good game, as best as it could be, right? I don't think any 2K is perfect. I just have fun with it. I don't really care about what's the best 2K anymore. I'm kind of like, let me enjoy myself this year. And I make the best of it and I have fun with it. And I do believe that everybody needs to have that mindset if they really want to evolve and do something special for themselves and their lives. Just learn to adjust, right? And so this is where this video, like, you know, all the feedback I'm talking about are facts, and they're things that need to get worked on. And they are issues that 2K hopefully will handle coming up for season 2. This is before the patch, by the way. But if they don't, then we're gonna have a long year of rough things. It doesn't mean everything needs to get automatically fixed and that we're just gonna be fine. It just means that we can work at it, do better, be better, and take that process, that step towards improving in some kind of way. And that's where my mind is, and that's what I feel as far as like working on our game and doing what we got to do as a community to give the feedback of what we don't like. And a lot of stuff I talked about, I'm assuming that's what a lot of people will agree that can be adjusted and worked on. I don't think shooting needs that much of an adjustment. I do think that the variations are something that is what's making people mad. But I do believe that keeping it to the point where I can shoot with my eyes closed because I'm timing it right, the exact same, isn't a fair way to play the game. If I'm doing a fade, I'm doing a step back, I'm doing the variation should be there. So that's how I feel. But I don't know if I like a little bit of inconsistency that's happening. And I do feel like they've been adjusting it over time. I feel like I'm able to be a little more consistent recently. But that's just me. Who knows? But these are some of my feedback and some of my thoughts on what can change. I do want to get into something for the community. If we're going to ask them to fix the game, we got to get on social media and act right. Stop engaging with these people who just say negative stuff to get clickbait on their YouTube videos and social media. Start engaging with people that are giving constructive feedback. What are we doing to change the game? What we need fixed? How can we work on it? I'm not saying don't rent. I'm not saying don't rant. Hey, that's your channel. That's your pride. I'm saying for those people supporting that, don't do that. Don't enable bad habits, right? Like there's a lot of good creators who will tell you that what needs fixing and what is they don't like. And it's okay. I don't give a damn what anybody like, right? Like I'm going to eat my food. You could eat your food. But if you're just going to be like, oh, that's disgusting. Why would you eat that? This and that about something that I'm eating. Now it's like, hold on, man. Stop being toxic. Let's talk about the real problems. And so that's where my mindset is. And this is the kind of thing that I would hope you guys can look into within yourselves and say, okay, how can I affect the community in a positive way by giving the feedback about what I dislike and what I feel needs changes. And then from there, we'll be good. And then we'll see where we go. You know, feel free to share who you think gives the best feedback in the community and actually has an honest, open opinion. And let's talk about it in the chat about your opinion and what you think needs changes to go forward and things like that. Right? Of course, there's other stuff to talk about that we might be, you know, doing in another video, but I just wanted to kind of breeze through, give y'all a little quick examples, vent myself more so about us being better with the feedback and sharing it properly so that everything is out there. All right, hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you check out the giveaway in the channel, and appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.